I want to talk about the iPad Pro from a photographer slash videographer's experience. So to give you some background, I've been using the iPad Pro as my only computer for the past year. This means all the shoots I've done for couples, all the events I've shot, all the plays I've shot and edited have all gone through my iPad Pro solely to give a final product. In addition to that, I've been using the iPad Pro to go completely paperless in my schooling. Needless to say, I've gotten used to the quirks and the benefits of using the iPad Pro for professional work. So I'm telling you that an iPad Pro can replace a laptop, but you probably shouldn't do it. So photo editors and video editors have a very specific use case when it comes to technology. We are pushing our devices further than most people do. Luckily, the iPad Pro is very capable. The iPad Pro has surprised me in its power. I've edited 2-hour-long 1080p, multiple streams of video, all on LumaFusion, and it hasn't given me any grief. So this is a true testament to the hardware optimization rather than the actual chip itself. The only bottleneck I've found while working with an iPad Pro is the software. Now, I'm telling you, if you're going to use this as your only device, I recommend you getting a laptop or a desktop first. The iPad, though it's getting better with file storage, it's nowhere near as versatile as a computer. And when you're working with a lot of photo and video files, it can become a giant mess and a pain in the butt on the iPad to keep things sorted. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm just saying it's extra difficult. To get into the specifics of what I've been using for the past year, I've been using a 256GB iPad Pro in Space Gray. That's the 10.5-inch model. Now I'll tell you right now that if you're gonna use an iPad Pro as your sole machine, go for the 12.9. The 10.5 is just a little too small. It might not be bad for quick edits, but long projects where you're sitting at your device for multiple hours, it becomes a bit straining. I've been using a Bluetooth keyboard, not the Apple one. The Apple one's, I can't justify the price. The Apple Pencil, which is really your only option when it comes to really good styluses. The Apple Pencil has been really great for creative artistic stuff. My skills aren't there to completely take advantage of it, but it's been awesome using it with Affinity Photo. Some basic case I found on Amazon, and I cannot forget the handy dandy SD card to Lightning adapter. It's important that you get the Apple one because the Apple one is the only one I've seen that supports USB 3.0. This makes transferring your files way faster, and you won't be sitting in the Photos app waiting for your stuff to download. And in terms of software, I've mostly been using Adobe Lightroom. I really recommend Adobe Lightroom. You'd want to go with the iPad subscription, which here in Canada is just under $7 a month. VSCO X, Affinity Photo, and that's all on the photography side. And for video, I've been sticking to LumaFusion. Now, if you're going to be doing video, I recommend investing that $30 into LumaFusion. iMovie is not even close, not even remotely close, especially if you're trying to do something professional. In terms of hardware, though the screen has been a little too small, the screen is absolutely beautiful. The colors look great and the 120Hz refresh rate is fantastic for scrolling. The screen doesn't support True Tone, but it's better to turn that right off because you want clear and accurate colors for when you're editing pictures and video. So I see the iPad Pro as an auxiliary device, not as a primary device for creative people. Being able to get all my work done on this crazy thin package has really changed things. It doesn't make it a total pain in the butt to carry around to get a few edits done. If you're planning on purchasing an iPad Pro, don't do it unless you have a stable work computer that you can use. Backing things up over the cloud makes things great, and especially if you have a Mac, you can airdrop files. It makes working on it amazing. So I'm really excited for the future of the iPad Pro. Adobe has just announced that they're going to be releasing Photoshop onto the iPad Pro next year. I don't know what that entails because it's probably not going to be your classic Photoshop. It's probably going to be something along the lines of like Adobe Lightroom Creative Cloud where it's kind of the same thing, but like kind of not the same thing. Apple's always innovating and supporting the iPad Pro with new software updates. iOS 11 was a total game changer in the way the dock was used, the way files were used, the way split screening was used, and it has made using the iPad Pro a total enjoyable experience. All minus the crazy headaches with the file system.